Well, hey folks, it's Bob from Mountain Crest Farm, and would you looky here? I am doing a video outside. It's finally not raining. It's finally not cold. I'm sitting here in a short sleeve shirt. I know some folks around here close to me, probably Shane down there south of me, they're thinking it hadn't been cold here in a while, but oh, I get cold easy. Today is a nice day, clear blue sky, no wind. There's been a couple of days this past week that, oh, we had clear blue skies, but it was cold, it was windy. We were actually, let's see, today is Saturday, and we had lows in the 30s 2 days this week, Monday and Tuesday night, or Tuesday and Wednesday night, I don't remember which. So it's finally warming up, it's feeling like spring. And I came out, obviously I came out to do a video or I wouldn't have brought the camera with me. And these gnats are driving me nuts. But obviously I came out to do a video, but I also came out to look around and just look things over. And boy, a year and a half of neglect on this place is really showing up bad. Oh, I wandered around, and it doesn't matter that I've got some fencing issues, seeing as how the pigs aren't here anymore, but just to have the place looking good, I've got some fencing issues, got trees down across fence. Biggest thing I'm looking at though is, now that it's getting warm, we got winter coming eventually. And I'm sitting out here amongst my wood pile. See right here, there's some. You might, no, I can't lean over far enough for you to see any over there. And if we turn the camera around and look over here, you can see some more. I don't know if you see it very good or not. Let's see. No. There, you can see some over there. Yeah. I've got plenty of wood here, and I've got logs, and I've got some cut into rounds. Don't have any split and stacked to be drying yet. Those rounds have been here for 6 months. They'll be a little bit dry, but not near enough. And old farmer saying, if you want to heat with it in the winter, you better have it cut, split, stacked, and drying by April Fool's Day. Well, today's the 4th. I didn't make it by April Fool's Day. I'm just not sure I got it in me to be running the splitter and splitting that stuff. That was the biggest disappointment today, wandering around. I see all this stuff that he's doing around here, because I haven't done diddly around here. Oh, for a year and a half. January of last year was the last time I really did much. And really don't have it in me to do a whole lot right now, but I got stuff that's got to be done, and I guess I just got to figure out how to do it. Of course, I've got a little bit of time in here to do it. Surgery is supposed to be in a week from this coming Monday, a week from day after tomorrow, and as y'all know, it ain't gonna happen, and we don't know when it is gonna happen. It's got to happen. I mean, after that PVE 6 weeks ago, it's got to happen, but still no word on when they're going to open up to non-emergency surgeries down at Piedmont. Oh, me. That's okay. It'll happen in due course. It'll happen when God wants it to. Are people going crazy where you are? I mean, just stark raving crazy. And by people, I don't just mean the public. The public's going nuts around here. But I'm not talking about just the public. Government's going crazy. It's like the Constitution has been suspended. Our governor here in Georgia, who I thought was a good conservative Republican, he just lost my vote because he threw in with all the rest of them, and we're under a shelter-in-place order. There, let that go on by. We got another one coming too. But we're under a shelter-in-place order. Not supposed to go anywhere except for stuff that's medically necessary, going to doctor's appointments and stuff like that, and go buy groceries, and supposed to stay at home. Governor's order. Doesn't matter that that's totally unconstitutional. I know. I'm not getting into politics. I'm getting into government. And I've never said I don't do government on this channel. Y'all realize these shelter-in-place orders, just how unconstitutional they are? It's always for the good. Usually it's for the good of the children. That's how they sell stuff. This time it's just for the good of all of us. You can't gather in groups of 10 or more. First Amendment, right to peaceable assembly. You can't go to church. First Amendment, no restrictions on religion. What else? Down here, I don't know about where y'all are, but down here the cops have a right to stop you if you're going down the road and ask you where you're going. Make sure you're going somewhere that's essential. Fourth Amendment, your right to be secure in your person's property and papers. Well, the cops can stop you with no suspicion you've committed a crime. That's not being secure in your persons. And don't tell me that they suspect you of committing a crime by violating the governor's orders. An executive order by a governor, any governor in this country, is not a law. It's an executive order by a governor. A law is passed by the legislature and signed by the governor. But when you just stop somebody to ask them where they're going, that's a violation of the law. Supreme Court says that police cannot stop you unless they have RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion, that you have committed a crime, that you have broken a law. And a governor's order is not a law. So when they stop you, not thinking you've committed a crime, not thinking you have broken a law, just want to ask you where you're going because they think you're violating the governor's executive order, they're breaking the law. They're violating your constitutional rights. I don't worry about it in the county where I live too much. We've got a sheriff here who respects the Constitution. I do know of some counties around me where they don't. And I've been reading about some states where they obviously don't. I think it's Massachusetts. Police officer sees you in Massachusetts with an out-of-state license plate, he'll stop you, find out where you're going. It's none of his business. That's the proper answer. By the way, if you're ever, forget all this COVID crap, just in general, if you're ever stopped by the police and they don't suspect you of doing anything, you've got a dark-colored car and a dark-colored car was involved in a robbery half an hour ago. I mean, there's a lot of dark-colored cars in the country or even in your area, so that's not a reasonable, articulable suspicion that you've committed a crime. If a cop ever asks you where you're going, the proper answer is it's none of your damn business. If a cop ever asks you where you've been, the proper answer is none of your damn business. I don't dislike cops, but I despise bad cops that don't know the law and that have no problem breaking it because they happen to have a badge and a gun and a little bit of power. Oh, God, this isn't even what I was going to talk about. I was going to talk about coming out here and finding so much stuff left undone that I've neglected that I need to catch up on. get off on it. It's irritating. It's irritating me, the stuff that's going on these days. It really is. But on the other side, the people who make this necessary, not necessary, the people who cause it, it's not necessary. Governors don't have to do this. But the reason they do is because of stupid people. Most of y'all know my wife works retail. And she works in one of those stores that's got groceries and housewares and clothing and electronics and toys and everything else. And she's in there, and mom and dad and 5 kids come in, just wandering the store. They're bored at home because dad's job is shut down right now, and mom's job is shut down right now. And they're bored at home. They have no imagination. They can't figure out anything to amuse themselves. And they're bored at home, so they go wandering around retail stores, coughing on everything, sneezing at people. And even if they don't cough on everything and sneeze at people, they shouldn't be out there anyway. If some of these retail stores had been a little bit quicker on the trigger, though, things like governor's orders would not have happened. I was glad to see that one of the major retailers, the biggest retailer in the country, Walmart, effective today, well, effective 2 or 3 days ago, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they started blocking off one of the entrances. If you want to go to a Walmart, you had to go in and out the grocery end. The other end, down where housewares and all that stuff is, those doors are locked. They said it was so that they could sanitize carts, keep all the carts in one place, and as they brought them in, sanitize them, so everybody got a sanitized cart. No, it's to control people coming in and out, which is a good thing. It's not the business of government to do it, but a private business sure can. They started that, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere along in there. And I was in Walmart yesterday. We went to get some groceries. I was in Walmart, and I talking to the manager. I said, you know, I'm glad y'all did that, but y'all need to do more. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, a couple things. First thing you need to do is you need to rope off this store. He said, what do you mean rope it off? I said, well, you got yellow tape where people have to go in certain doors that kind of funnels them in. But once they're in here, they can go anywhere. I said, with the situation we got going on right now, there is absolutely no need for anybody to go be in the toy section, or the furniture section, or the apparel section. You need to rope it off where people can't go anywhere but to the pharmacy, cleaning supplies, and groceries. That's the only thing you sell that's a necessity. Shouldn't be letting people go anywhere else. I said, and another thing, when you got mom and dad and 3 kids coming in that door, you need to have an employee sitting there, an employee with a bad attitude. You need to have an employee sitting there saying, no, 5 of you coming in, mom, dad, 3 youngins. It don't take 5 of you to buy groceries. One of you 2 adults and those 3 kids go get your butts back in the car, and one of you come in and do the grocery shopping. That's what you need to do. And he kind of smiled and he said, give us a little bit of time, give us a little bit of time. Well, lo and behold, today, as of today, Walmart's policy nationwide became, I heard it was going to happen yesterday, 50 people per store, but it's not 50 people per store. It is, I think it's 5 people for every 1,000 square feet of retail space is what's going to be allowed in the store. The store's going to, manager knows how big his store is. That many 1,000 square feet times 5, there's going to be somebody standing at the door, and they're going to count people when they come in. And let's say it's 50. Let's say the store's the right size where it can have 50 people. There's going to be somebody sitting there counting until they get to 50, and then they're going to stop people. And nobody else goes in until somebody comes out. 3 people walk out, 3 people can go in. 1 person walks out, 1 person can go in. That'll work. That'll help. Because then when mom and dad and 3 youngins are standing there at the head of the line, they're next in line, and 1 person walks out and they start to go in, that Walmart employee, you know, the designated jackass like I was volunteering to be in my video the other day, he's going to be saying, oh, no, 1 person came out, 1 can go in. Well, there's 5 of us. No, you don't understand. You're having problems with understanding the English language. One person goes out, one person goes in. Best thing for you to do is for one of you adults and those 3 kids to go get in the car and the other one do the shopping. So he said, he just smiled. He said, give us a little bit of time. That was yesterday. And today, they don't have the store roped off, but they do have a limit on how many people can come in. And I would imagine if the store isn't telling mom and dad and 3 kids that one of the adults and the 3 kids needs to go sit in the car, the people in line behind them, they're going to have to wait for all 5 of them to get in one at a time. The people behind them in line, they're going to be those designated jackasses I wanted. They're going to be telling them, go get in your car. We're not going to stand out here forever because y'all want to have a family outing in Walmart. So that's how all this can be controlled. Not by government doing unconstitutional stuff. The worst thing about the way the government's doing, I understand the need for social distancing. My fear is the government never, ever takes anything away from you and gives it all back. They gives you back part of it. So when you take all the rights that are being trampled on in all this mess, I mean, obviously, we're not all going to be under shelter in place permanently. We're going to be allowed to go back out, and we're going to be allowed to go back to work and all that. But I'll bet you we don't get everything back they took. They never do. I'll give you the best example I can think of about the government takes rights away and doesn't give them back. Everybody knows that when you go to work, you have a job, you make $1,000 that week. And $200 of it's taxes and Social Security withholding and Medicare withholding. So your check is $800 and $200 gets sent to the federal government. You know, that's not the way it used to be. It used to be you got a check for $1,000, and on April 15th you did your taxes and you mailed in what your taxes were, that $200 a week less itemized deductions, and paid the government what they had coming. You know when that ended? That ended during World War II. The government needed money to buy bombs and planes and ships, oh my, and told the American people, we're going to do this withholding thing, withholding out of each week's paycheck, so that we can pay for the war as we go through the war. And when the war is over, it'll end and it'll go back to the way it used to be. Has it? Has it gone back to the way it used to be? No. And you know why? Imagine this. Imagine the government saying, okay, we're going back to the way it used to be. You get your whole check. You get everything you made. And on April 15th, you mail in the government's portion of it. So instead of just having $200 out of that check gone, that you never miss because you don't see it, come April 15th, 52 weeks in a year, $200 a week, let's see, that's $5,200, $5,200 that you got to send the government. You got to come up with $5,200 that you have seen. You've been getting it all year. It ain't like that $200 you never saw. It's $5,200 that you have seen. And you look at that and you think, I got to send them $5,200? And these people are pissing away money on Planned Parenthood? Or they're pissing away money on the National Endowment for the Arts? Or they're pissing away money building stadiums for Major League Baseball teams? Oh, no. There'd be a revolution. That kind of crap would quit. That's why the government isn't going to ever give you your full paycheck again. So far from what this video was supposed to be about. I get off on stuff, and right now with everything that's going on, I get off on 14 different directions, and I apologize for that. Oh. I'll be doing my live stream tomorrow, Sunday, at 6 Eastern. Not sure what the topic will be, but I will try to keep it totally off of government, totally off of all this craziness that's going on now, and see if I can't come up with something a little bit more pleasant. I did see something funny about all this craziness and talking about Walmart and retail and all like that. It was a picture of a guy, looked to be about 35, 40 years old. He's tearing open a 36-roll bundle of toilet paper, and the text underneath it said, "This is Ralph. The year is 2056, and Ralph is opening the last package of toilet paper his family bought during the coronavirus of 2020. I thought that was funny. So y'all have a great day, absolutely awesome day. Give me a thumbs up down there if you like the video. And if you hadn't been here before and you're not a subscriber, hit that little red subscriber button, ring that little bell so you get notifications. And remember, awesome days are easy. No, I always get that wrong. Awesome days are not easy. Sometimes awesome days are hard, but they're simple. They're always simple. Just remember that the tomb was empty. And just remember, especially this time of year, the next couple of weeks, that he is alive. I will see y'all tomorrow at 6. Have a great one.